Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or, whatever time it may be where you're at. This is not the Big Jeep, but we're going to do something else today. Stay tuned. All right, we're going to do something a little different today. This is our 2013 Ford Explorer Limited. It's top of the line back in the day. It's got every bell and whistle except for sunroof and twin turbos. Would have liked the twin turbos, but this gets along pretty good. So today we're going to do a little basic maintenance on it. We need to do a drain and refill on the transmission and a drain and refill on the cooling system. This will be the second time that I've done it on this since we've owned it. We're second owner, picked it up low mileage, and I've already done a full flush of the factory coolant, and it's just due on mileage for a little refresh. So some simple maintenance stuff you got to do to keep them going if you want to keep them. And I'm going to get right to it. All right. So here's our engine bay. And on this Ford unit, we've got our coolant reservoir and fill. It does not have a radiator cap, but we've got a way around that. This one does. Let me grab a flashlight. I'm going to get a flashlight off the table. Show these people what I'm looking at. This does have an actual. I can get you in there. Get you right up in there. Focus. Focus on it. There it is. It does have an actual transmission dipstick that you can check the fluid on. This, however, see if this is scary to people. Flip screen?
Yeah.
Oh, now you can see what I'm doing. So this, however, does not have a serviceable filter in the transmission on this 6-speed. It is in the case. Thanks, engineers. Appreciate that. Making a filter non-serviceable. That's always wonderful. So about all we can do is just do a fluid change. I'm not going to do a full fluid flush by pulling the lines and pumping out and pumping in. Hasn't given us any trouble. Just doing a little touch-up refresh on it. And let's show you where we're going to pull it from. Come underneath. I need that light again, I think. Alright, so we'll show you up underneath. So, right there, that little plug is the drain on this transmission. And we'll just slide a pan under, or catch pan, drain out what we can, and then top it back off till it's full. So, not too bad underneath here. The radiator drain cock is impossible to see. Watch me flounder around on the floor. Anyway, that radiator drain is pretty much impossible to see, so you'll just have to trust me that's there. We'll do the transmission first, and then we'll do the radiator, and let's get changing some fluids. All right, we're down here crawling around on the ground. That's just a pipe style drain plug, 11 millimeter or 7/16 fractional. And let's see how tight this is. Let's scoot this back for a moment. Not too tight, but tight enough. A gorilla of some sort put it on, but not a full-blown ape. Alright. She's warm too. Let's see if we can drop that fluid without dropping the plug and losing it forever. There we go. As you can see, it's red still. It's not burnt too bad. That's why we like to do preventative maintenance. Because repair maintenance is no fun. Which we've had to do that too on a couple things on this. Hasn't been perfect, but it's been a pretty reliable unit. Been happy so far. So, while that's draining out, we're going to make that a little easier to get to. I could wiggle a long funnel down in there and scrape my arm up and stuff like that, but it's not too big a deal to just pull this air filter housing out. So, first, underneath, little clip you have to release and pull back, and then you can squeeze it. I'll show you all that here in a minute. That has to be pulled back before you can squeeze to release that connector. If you just try and pry on it, you're going to break stuff and going to be a little bit of heartbreak. And we got a little Christmas tree stand there. It's punched into the corner of the air filter housing. And then we got that wiring for our mass airflow sensor out of the way. 5/16 or an 8mm for our clamp on our housing. And then we'll just set that aside. Air filter doesn't look too bad. Seen worse. It's got bugs in it. And if I remember correctly, we have one bolt there where we can do those two. And those are 7mm. Let's see if we can just get to that. What? You make a liar out of me? You R8s? You R8s? I thought they were 7s. It's alright. One less tool to mess with. So that bracket should be free. So now, I don't know if you can see this little concave area there. On the bottom side of that, there's a little pin, and it'll snap into a rubber grommet down below. So just give a gentle pull up, and you'll feel it unhook. And now, let's see if we can fish this out of the way without too big a hassle. There's a lot of bugs in there. Big bugs. So, yep. That's on the dirty side of your air filter, so doesn't hurt to take that out every once in a while. Bang the bugs out of it. You can see it's got drain holes in it for water to drain out of. So now we got a nice clear shot of our transmission dipstick and fill point. So you can tell at one point I spilled a little fluid. That's all right. It'll be just fine. We'll go knock this out. We'll see how far along our fluid draining has gone. Let's see where we're at. She's dripping a little still. We'll let that dribble out just a little longer. And get as much out as we can. And while we wait for that, let's take a quick sweet tea break, and we'll come back and throw her together. Give this a little spritz with the all-purpose brake clean solvent. And let's crawl under here and insert the plug. We're a little wipey clean. Oh, stirred up some more. Must have had a booger in the edge of the hole. I'll let that dribble out some more. Blustery day. Oh, bother.
Silly old bear.
Silly old bear. Okay, there's been a little bit of a booger on there because she's still running. All right, we'll come back to that. Oh, wait. Maybe. I think we're there. Right. Trying to keep it nice and clean. Flip that out of our way. Sorry about the noise. This did not have any thread sealant on it from the factory. And last time I did this, it didn't leak, so we're just gonna go with it. If it looks like it's leaking, well, we can always, quickly pull the plug and put some sealer on it and slap it back in. There's no fluid on the stick. Go figure, huh? Shouldn't be after we drain it all. It's Hillary's favorite smell. Transmission fluid. Alright. I can't smell it. Years of messing with stuff like this. My nose is burnt. I don't smell stuff the way I should. Alright, we'll clean the funnel and we'll get that in there. Make sure you're using the right fluid. This one calls for the LV fluid, the Mercon LV low viscosity. A lot of times I'll use aftermarket fluid, but for this one, is it the transmission fluid or the brake clean getting you today? Larry's going to set up a tripod and run away here soon. Well, come on, open up. Did you set up a tripod and run away? Off my head. There's some days. There we go. Oh, come on. That's satisfying right there. No pieces of the seal left on the bottle. Very satisfying. Alright. So we're going to do damn it. David Friedberger would be so upset with my long pour skill on that deal. I'm only going to put about half this bottle in. It's a 5-quart bottle. And see where we're at. And maybe not even half. Got it all over the place. Let's clean that up before we get too far along. Need that lower radiator hose all nice and shiny and clean. Alright. Rest will have to get from underneath. Clean one for pulling on the dipstick. Set that aside. Let's see where we're at. Not on the stick yet. Nope. Not on the stick yet. So we'll add some more. Add till we're on the dipstick, and then we'll do the proper. Let's just check it and park with it running. if I remember correctly. All right, let's do this right. All right, that looks like we are full on hot. So we're going to pull these tools aside. Couple bolts, don't want things to rattle into places they don't belong. We're going to plug that in. Not that we're getting any flow through it, just to keep the check engine light from coming on. Now we're going to start her up, check that fluid. What we should do before we get too far along, let's take a peek underneath and make sure that drain plug is still nice and dry. Clean up my mess while I'm here. Oh yeah, she's dry. Ah, you're gonna be that way, huh? Oh, better shut the music off. Don't want to get struck. Alright. So our mass airflow sensor wasn't happy. So now it's happy. So you can see when it started, it drops off the stick as it puts fluid into the circuits. So let's see if we can do this without making a mess. Shut the AC off. Don't need those fans a blowing right now. Ooh, it'll die. Yep. Unplugged the mass airflow sensor and she died. Well, at least took the flow away. We're just going to give her all 5. Okay, let's try it again. No, it was 5 or 6 quarts off of memory off the last time. Alright. Do me a favor and reach in there and with your foot and stuff and fire it up. And part way up the stick. I think we'll leave that for now. Shut that off for me, please. Alright. That way we don't get it too much warmer. Then need to, because I gotta drain the coolant out next, and we'll go from there. Climb on down here with me. No, you can hand it off if you want. Alright. These people gotta come with me. Hello. Alright. If you can see, I can't see nothing. But yeah, you should be able to see that. Yeah, right there is our drain for a radiator. Just back that out. It'll dribble out of the little downspout. Back it out even further. It'll pour out, bounce off the cross member. Get most of it on the floor. Have to mop up the floor. And, you know, such as it is. I was getting nervous loosening plastic drain cocks on radiators. And yes, that's what they're called, a drain cock. Alright. Now, you might be in the splash zone a little.
Which one?
Either one of you. It's right there, she'll dribble. But, you'll follow me up top with that one. See here, it's just kind of dribbling. So when we open our radiator cap, cooling system cap as it is, we've now released the vacuum that was in the system from it sucking, and now it'll empty out faster. So let's talk about what we're going to use. Me said I'm from the fleet world, so that's what I use in this particular one. It's similar formulation to what Ford used. It's an organic acid technology of some sort. I don't know if it's the hybrid one or what, but I really like the way this performed when I did fleet service. So this is what we're going to use.
How's my camera?
Well, hopefully not in the splash zone because she's unprotected. Are you doing okay? Oh, you got little droplets on you. Alright. We'll get those cleaned off. Yes. Might back you up just a little bit. Wide angle view. So this one's going to be pretty simple as well. We're just draining and refilling. Like I said, the last time I serviced this, I did do a full flush on it. I did drop the hoses flushed the system out with a flush tool and got all the old stuff out. The reason I'm doing this, it says on all these, it says, 1,000,000 miles or 5 years or, whatever. I'm sorry, but no fluid has, an unlimited service life, basically. The chemicals break down, the additives break down. To me, it's a lot cheaper to put this in than, changing a water pump or a radiator, because like on this particular one, 3.5 Ford V6, water pump is driven off the timing chain. Not a big deal until you have to get to it. Ford factory service manual says, drop the engine and transmission cradle completely out of the car to change the water pump. Yeah, engineers are, they're something. So, anyway. Well, as you can hear, we're just about down to the last drop. Good to the last drop. You don't remember that coffee commercial? Oh, okay. So, we're going to let that dribble out a little more. Look at our radiator cap. Doesn't look like it's got any damage. It shouldn't. I think I replaced this last time we did it too. Just as a preventative maintenance, because Ford did have some issues with the radiator caps with this design, especially in the diesel world. Ask me, I know. And yeah, we'll crawl back under there and close that drain cock, and we'll put some more fluid in. Exciting stuff. Would you hand me the pliers that are up top, please? Just give it a nice little snug. Don't want to get too horsey with it, but I want to make sure that's not going to back out. Drop all the coolant going down the road. As you can see, other than the fact that there's, yuckiness in the bottom of the pan just because it's a drain pan, not really too bad a shape. Could it have gone longer? Probably. But, said, this stuff's cheap compared to breakdowns and downtime. That was one of my big things doing fleet service. Parts are going to break. You can't help that. It happens. It's mechanical. Doesn't matter who made it, what it is. It's going to break eventually. Preventative maintenance, though, will save you a lot of heartache in the long run. It seems like it's, pointless to, spend, 20, 30, 40 bucks on coolant and there's nothing wrong with it. Well, why wait till there's a bigger problem? The additives in this, if they go, start degrading to the point where it's not, providing protection for corrosion and cavitation and other issues, then you got to pull a motor to do a water pump on something like this. Even if it's not something this involved, it's still, that vehicle's down, until you figure, bring it in, diagnose it, now you got to order parts. And today, waiting on parts, that can be a whole other just nightmare in and of itself. I'm sure you guys know. Preventative maintenance, I love it. It may sound like it's, just throwing money at it just to throw money at it. But I'd rather change the coolant on this than change a water pump. That's for darn sure. Now, I'm sure there's some of you fleet guys that fight with your, shop foreman, fleet managers on that too. I can imagine. I went through that fight in years past too. But, you know, you got to find ways to get them to understand that equipment's down. It's not making you money, or it's not doing its job. You know, especially if it's in a safety sensitive situation. Just gotta have the vehicle up and running. And we're just going to keep filling that, and then we'll start it and run it. And let her burp a little bit. This one, it's got a high enough point. I don't have to worry about using a vacuum bleeder, even though I thought about using it. Or not a vacuum bleeder. Hell, can't think of the name of it. Anyway, put the cooling system under vacuum filler. I use the heck out of that for other things. So we'll get her topped up. Put that mass airflow sensor back in the system, fire it up, check our transmission fluid again, run it till it's all warm, and then we'll be done with our chores for today. Yeah, we can feel it. Probably a little bit. Tiny bit. That's all right. Cooling system okay. They're being a little tiny bit over full. Not a whole lot though. Other systems, not so much. That can cause you some bigger problems if you got overfilled stuff. Alright. Put you back in so you'll run. But still give us access to the transmission dipstick. Move that so it doesn't fall. And we're gonna fire back up. And I don't know if you can see the gleam. You can see the glisten on the stick. It's right at the halfway mark. So we'll get her warmed up and do a final check, and should be done. So I guess instead of boring them anymore, all my preventative maintenance talk. So let us know what you guys think. Doing something different once in a while. We might do another video like this on another vehicle, just to, for something different. I know our focus is on the big Jeep and getting her back on the road, and it's coming. Just got some coordination and timing issues next, and get some more done to her and get her on the road. So, Hillary, did I miss anything? No? All right. Well, like and subscribe. Please do. We appreciate you guys watching the videos, and really appreciate it more if you'd like them. And, subscribe to the channel. Hit that little notification bell. Till next time.
We'll find you on Lost and Refound.